Welcome back to Angel Angela. Today's topic is going to be a little bit out the box. This topic is going to be resentment against narcissist non-believers. So, I don't really hear too many people talking about this, but we can talk on and on about narcissists, what they've done to us, how evil they are. But I think that when you're healing, you get different emotions from all over the place. Of course, you're going to be thinking about um, different events that happen. You're going to connect the dots. You're going to think about the things that these narcissists have said out of anger and the truth behind it. And you're going to go through the stage of accepting what happened, accepting what they've done, what they've said, how they made you feel, the years you spent with them. You're going to accept that. But in the midst of also accepting that, your whole world has changed. After being in that type of relationship with someone, your whole life changes dramatically, because you don't look at the world the same. So, say if your parents are narcissists and you finally decide, fuck this shit, I'm just gonna move out, I'm not gonna talk to these people, or I'm going to have like minimum contact with them, you know, it's like you start having this kind of like resentment against them. You can tell yourself you forgive them because you truly do. You're not hateful. You forgive them, or you say you do, but then you have resentment because if they do come out the box or they tell someone that you know something about you and it's not true, and they're just trying to either or they might even say stuff like, I don't know why so and so doesn't talk to me anymore. I didn't do anything to them. I don't know why they're so angry all the time. Or I've tried talking to them, or I've tried helping them many times. So they'll say stuff like that, and you've already went about your way, about your life. But when you hear some shit like that and you're like, damn, I tried to forgive you, and here you go running your mouth again, all this resentment comes out, and then you get angry again. But it's like you're angry, but you're not angry because you know how they are, but it's still something there. It's that resentment from them. It's that resentment from people around you who knew what was going on, who knew what kind of relationship you were in, but because they've never been in that relationship, they've only seen other people go through it, maybe their parents or someone around them, friends or friends. They look at you like, oh, you're in that typical relationship that everyone gets out of, and I would never get into something like that, like, so they don't understand what you went through. So even after the breakup and maybe you're having a hard time to heal, these are the kind of people that will talk about you to other people and tell them, oh, this person, I don't know why it's taking them so long to heal. I would have already moved on, or there's a lot of fish in the sea, like they kind of brush it off. So then there'll be some type of resentment there for them, or people that have been through what you've been through, but they didn't really tell you the intensity of it, like they're so numb to these type of relationships that all they could have told you was get out, but it wasn't get out. This person's going to try to destroy everything in your life. Like if you're going to school, you would expect someone to tell you, just as I've told you guys, that these people ruin your life. So you would want someone who's went through it to tell you, hey, this person's going to try to knock you down. I mean, like, they're going to try to fuck up your school. Like, I'm serious. I'm saying, like, if they know you have a test, they're going to try to make your fucking week miserable. They're going to freaking ghost you all week. And then after your test, they're going to love bomb you and act like they ghosted you because you were stressing out over the test and you were putting pressure on them, and they were being supportive. They'll tell you some shit and then you're kind of like, maybe that is how it went, when that's really not how it went, but it almost sounds believable that you even start believing it, because that's how wrapped up into the lies you tell yourself. Because after a while, there's going to be, red flags for you to know that this person is lying to you. But I think that sometimes the lie is better than the truth in the moment. And I think there's even moments where you might even admit that there's something wrong with them and that the relationship might not last and you're okay with it. But then when they do finally fucking leave, it's like, oh shit, I knew it was coming, but fuck. And then you thought it wasn't gonna hurt, but because they did it when you least expected it, that's what is, it makes you feel even shittier. So then you have all that resentment left in you, like, damn, I resent you because I could have left you. I could have done what you did to me, but I didn't. So you feel that resentment again. When you're healing and, you know, people aren't as supportive, or they don't want to even try to know what you went through, they're kind of like, oh, that's just another man being a man, or that's just another woman being a woman. And then if you get like really emotional, they don't want to see you get emotional about it. So then you shut down because you feel like, damn, every time I try to talk to people or they're supposed to care about me, they shut me down, or they don't want to hear it, or they tell me to move on from it fast, and they don't care to know what I went through at all. That's because everyone is living in a scripted reality. And now you broke out of that reality and you're trying to figure out how to adjust. But I had heard this really nice quote from Mr. Mandela himself, and it said, as I walked out towards the door, the gate would lead to my the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't have my bitterness and hatred behind me, I'd still be in prison. So, I'm sorry I read that like so slow, but basically, like, a lot of times when we go through these situations, we say we forgive, we forgive, we forgive, but then when something comes up, because the universe has a funny way of just, man, just having things circle around. You might bump into someone from the past, from years ago, and you're kind of like, damn, I only came in town for one day. I don't live here anymore. And you will bump into those people. So this is why I always say you have to be, when you go out in the world, you have to be prepared for everything. And I rather do it in style, because you never know what's going to happen. But you're going to have a lot of resentment with everyone, and you might not think you do, but as soon as something happens, you might just go off, and even afterwards when you sit back and think about it, you're like, what the F just happened to me? Like, why the fuck did I blow up like that? I'm so sorry, you guys. I had to cut off this video and move from my balcony back into my house, because I was I was trying my best to like talk really low. That's why my voice kind of sounded deep because my voice is really soft. So when I talk soft, it just kind of sounds a little bit deeper to me. But I was talking low and my neighbor came inside, and she like walked like right around, like literally right next to my porch, like behind the gate. And I think she thought I couldn't see her, but there's like these little cracks. So at first I felt someone looking at me, and I realized there was this random cat that just came up, and I'm like, okay, it's a cat. Then I look around and my neighbor's there. I see her shirt and I'm like, okay. So I like stopped talking stop recording. And then I was thinking to myself, damn, I wonder how long she's been standing there. Like, I don't really give a damn. She hears me. But my whole thing is, why are you just listening? Like, that was just weird to me. So then when I stopped talking, she just like stopped, like, and turned around. And she started walking towards like her little side, her backyard. And, like, she just stood right in front of her back door, just standing there, but like quiet, like not doing anything. So I'm thinking to myself, it is morning time. So maybe she just came to the backyard to get some fresh air, look out, it's a new day. But anyway, you guys, I don't mean to ramble on and on, but it just kind of was weird to me because I don't know if you guys if you guys listened to my last video, some random person hit me up on my Instagram. My Instagram literally has nothing. I don't post anything. I probably have a couple pictures and that's it. And someone contacted me about some relationship advice they needed, and I thought it was weird because I don't have any information on my YouTube. So then I thought that was weird. Then I went out with my mom. I took her like on a little mini vacation this week, and some random guy came up to me and he was holding a Bible, and then he was like, "Hi, my name is Malcolm." And then I introduced myself, it's just another human person. And he just had this look in his eyes, like very angelic, and he gave me a hug. And then I looked up, and then he just walked off. And then I looked at my mom, and I was like, that was weird, huh? And she's like, yeah, why did he come up to you? I was like, look at all the people that are here. Why out of all these people did he come up to me? And why did he give me a hug? And I was like, and did you see what he was holding in his hand? It was a Bible. And then my mom was like, why do people always come up to you? And then to me, it's like she doesn't get it, but I know why. I know why. It's my energy. It's the energy you put out. And this is why I made this video, because I also made a video about forgiving, and I know some people were saying that they didn't want to forgive. They wanted to keep having that resentment. And that resentment is what's going to hold you back. That's what's going to kill you off. That's going to kill your energy off. And even with you not having the narcissist in your life, that resentment, that energy, it's almost like the narcissist is still there, even if they're gone, because you haven't forgave them. So that means that if you haven't forgave them and you haven't got rid of that resentment, that means the narcissist might as well still be in front of you, even if you got rid of them and you're not talking to them. They might as well still be right there because you haven't forgave them. And I don't mean they might as well be right there, but what I mean is it's as if they're there because you haven't forgave them. Because life is ever changing. Every day, even if you're doing the same shit, every day is a different day. Every day is not the same as the day before. If you have resentment, you're stuck on things that happened in the past, yesterday, a couple of hours ago. Everything is ever changing, so resentment brings you back to that event and that time, that place and time, but you're not in that place and time anymore. And if you dwell in that time or that place, even for a second, even if you haven't seen your narcissistic family or relationship or whatever happened, if you haven't seen these narcissists and then something comes up and you have to interact with them, or something comes up and you bump into them, or anything, and then they pull those triggers that they know are going to upset you and you fall for it, you're bringing yourself back in time back into a time that doesn't even exist anymore. So then it's almost like you're the insane one, because every day is ever changing. You have the ability to grow. You can't, you can't go back, because you can't change those things anymore. And you can't resent them and blame them for situations that they put you in or you put yourself in, because by you resenting them, you can't focus on your present, on your future, so that things may change for the better. That resentment will hold you back from changing into something else, or maybe something in your life wasn't going right before that. Maybe this is the time and place for you to finally achieve the things that you've always wanted. There's no amount of time. It's never too late. I have a couple of aunts. I have two that are around the same age, and one of them has the mentality of, I'm too old to go back to school. I'm too old to do this. I wish I would have, got this type of education when I was younger. I wish I would have done this. And, this person has gotten cancer. This person has, she lives in a very angry space. You would think someone in her condition would be more humble, but they're very hateful towards everyone. They have resentment. Then I have another aunt. She's around the same age, and what does she do? She's always learning new things, learning new skills. She started off, not having the best job, but then she opened up a business, and then she opened up another business. So my whole thing is, don't live your life with resentment. Live your life every day as a gift, a present. You can't change your past. Accept it for what it is. Accept people for who they are. Learn from people. Learn from these situations. You know, Sometimes the worst situations are what makes us, and it's what teaches us. And in those situations, those situations actually help you weed out the bad weeds out of your garden. So enjoy, your grass. Realize that people who come in your life will always think that the grass is greener on the other side, because they don't understand that you took the time to weed out all the weeds out of the garden, and you're actually taking your time to give love and nourish your garden, and you are the flower. You are the flower in that garden. You are the fruit of that garden, and they don't understand those fruits that are about to grow. They're just walking on by thinking the grass is greener when it's not. Keep being good. Keep enjoying life. Keep moving forward. And don't forget to like, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.